back here with Snowkiss, who is about to play yet again. Now, RDU just played, so he is kind of coming off the hot seat right now. What did you do to prepare and stay ready for this next match?
Well, actually, I'm getting a little bit tired because it's my first LAN tournament. Like, I managed to win him very hotly in the earlier match, but I'm getting really, really tired. I would say he played extremely well, like 4-0 to full lever, which is really good score. And wish him all the best luck, and also I'll try my best as well.
Yeah, so bringing that up again, this is the first time that you are kind of taking that player position. Are you way more tired than you thought you were going to be compared to when you're usually hosting or casting?
Yeah, actually, after the first match, I was like exhausted. Like I couldn't even think. I couldn't even eat. I was like, "Whoa, that's way tired." And play a match is actually so tired and so harsh. So, and anyway, I'll try my best there.
Yeah, definitely a difficult thing to adapt to. But Snowkiss going to be stepping into the arena against RDU. Going to throw it up to the casters to get this one started.
Yeah, and welcome back, everyone, here at StarLadder, where we have one more series coming with Snowkiss against Radu. It's a rematch of what we saw earlier, decider match. Winner goes to the final day.
Yeah, and it's going to be an exciting one. We saw these two play out earlier, and it was a pretty epic battle. They went to Game 7, so they played every single match, and it came down to the wire. It was really close. Honestly, anybody could really take this one.
It was really close. Like going there all the way to Game 7, we have been seeing the really aggressive lineup from Snowkiss and seeing a more control approach from Radu. Maybe some way that Radu say like, yeah, this is the lineup I was targeting. Colin showed it off in the first time. Can he show it off now?
We're going to have to see. It looks like we're showing the standings here. Nyria, of course, advanced earlier on in today. First place of the group going 2-0. And Fu Oliver, sorry, it went 0-2, coming in 4th place in the group. So now we're figuring out who's going to join Nyria in advance to the playoffs and who is going to be out of the tournament.
Yeah, and it's going to be, as you said already, like it will definitely be a little close battle here. A totally different lineup, like totally different, where Snowkiss totally wants to punish the more aggressive lineups. Radu kind of doing the same, but yeah, we are not finding the aggressive mirror here. And really going to wonder if Radu can, or Snowkiss can, like do it again. I mean, she showed she can play the aggressive language quite well. She gave some more feedback already on camera, where she feels insecure and everything about like some matchups, but she made the smart choice in bringing these aggressive decks that she's more used to.
Right. If she's able to actually make it out of groups, the one thing that's pretty crazy is her lineup is favored against everyone else in the playoffs already. And so that's pretty wild, right? Like all of the other players have been saying, I really don't want to play Snowkiss. I hope Snowkiss doesn't make it through. I really don't want to play Snowkiss. And she's got a chance to make it through. And if she wins this match against RDU, she could actually win the entire tournament.
Yes, I think there were like 1 or 2 lineups for her to not face, while Radu, maybe Sivka, they had like really anti-aggro lineups.
Sivka's already out.
Sivka's already out.
Yeah, so
now
if she knocks out RDU, she's got a favored lineup against every other player remaining in the tournament. So this is a very, very big match for her.
Yeah, and we have seen also now the winner, I think it will be it will be facing PK that already like advanced first in the group. He has a really heavy control lineup. And Zale is the other one that already made it yesterday.
He's got a heavy control lineup.
He has a heavy control lineup, so definitely a lot of shots. And yeah, I will see. I'm actually really excited to also see. I'm expecting completely a warrior ban again from Snowkiss, especially from Snowkiss. But Radu has a little bit of options, I would say, of like, yeah, well, aggro Druid, Pirate Warrior, which do you like prefer not to face? She has been going down 0-3 with the Pirate Warrior before against Nyria that has a really similar lineup to Radu. So maybe Radu's gonna like change his ban a little bit. But from Snowkiss, I'm pretty sure there will be a warrior ban.
She's been banning the warrior very consistently against all of her opponents. We expect her to continue to do so. But yeah, you're right. RDU did ban the warrior the first time around, and it didn't work out for him. He was unable to win the series, and so yeah, maybe it is time to switch it up, try a different ban with some new information there. That warrior deck from Snowkiss is very heavy. Double Mortal Strike, Leroy, double Arcanite Reaper, which are standard, but the other 4-drops are still in there. She has Spellbreaker, right? And
And the Naga Corsair.
And the Naga Corsair. So she has the 4 4-drops in there, which is a little heavy. Oftentimes you see either 2 or 3 4-drops in the Pirate Warrior.
And
But the Warrior banned from both players. So RDU is staying true to his guns, saying, you know what, I didn't mess it up the first time. Warrior was the correct ban. I just got a little bit unlucky in the series, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's a totally reasonable ban there still for him. And some of his decks are kind of tech better against the more aggressive Shamans, the more aggressive Hunters. One of the maybe problems can be like Snowkiss has been really teching her decks, and she's having either of secrets around here and there. What can be a little bit tricky, not in the Pirate Warrior, but in the Shaman, there actually is also one.
Yeah, which can allow her to sneak some wins against Mage and really bully RDU's Burn Mage out of the Conquest gauntlet. But RDU opening up with his Rogue. Rogue and Mage are the problem decks for RDU. He needs to figure out ways to get these decks to get wins. He's going up against the kind of interesting Shaman from Snowkiss. It has an Eater of Secrets in there, which is going to be detrimental in this matchup, not really helping her. And it has 2 Jade Spirits, which are not standard in the aggressive Shaman builds.
Yeah, and Radu there on the other point playing with the Miracle Rogue, so not the Quest Rogue, maybe a little bit of a better matchup overall against the aggressive deck, so might help him a little bit more out, but still will be a deck that has been letting him down a little bit in the first series against Snowkiss.
I think he lost 3 games with that Miracle Rogue, right? So it's definitely a problem deck for him. He needs to figure out a way to get it through, but of all the matchups he could get with it, you have to imagine Shaman's one of his better ones.
Yeah, well, I definitely think so. Maybe Paladin was alright. You saw, like, against the Paladin and Hunter, he came 1 turn too short, but here, yeah, against the Shaman, definitely a good shot. Starting here with a really slow hand, though.
Yeah, Hallucination turn 1, not that bad. Shaman has a lot of AoE that you can get to use against them, so...
Normally, when you call discover a card from Shaman, it used to be quite alright in general.
Shaman used to play like 28 to 30 Shaman cards in their decks, so it's changed a little bit with recent expansions. What did he get?
We're not seeing. He's still like choosing in between. We're not seeing the discovery here, but we'll definitely hope that he picks up some of the additional early game that he's desperately looking for.
Yeah, Maelstrom Portal would be fantastic. Volcano, Mana Tide. All right, he does need draw to dig his way out of this situation, but oftentimes draw can be, or Mana Tide can be difficult to stick when you lose the board. And Snowkiss's deck has a lot of 1-drops and 2-drops, but she doesn't have them in her hand right now.
All right, and
that's not what you want to see.
Both really slow starting here. I actually am thinking, like, do you ever here gonna consider like the Koi Mana Tide? You know, Snowkiss is a more aggressive deck, so she will still try to like get on board really early. And I don't know, next turn you are already way less free to play that Mana Tide.
Just trying to dagger up seems too slow. I mean, the Mana Tide's uncontested on the board. Why not get it out there, get a free draw out of it? It's difficult for Snowkiss to remove efficiently. If she lightning bolts it or something like that, you're fine. She's overloading and you're gaining an additional card.
Yeah, and for Snowkiss, she is running some additional pirates in the package too with the Corsairs and the deckhand. So with the double Bloodlust and running 1 Devolve, that sometimes can be a little useful too.
The 1 Devolve is pretty good, actually, because now she's going to have less dead cards. A lot of times players run double Devolve, and when you're trying to pressure your opponent, you can find yourself in a situation where your hand is just a bunch of garbage, like a bunch of Devolves and things that you can't really use to pressure. So the Mana Tide coming out for RDU.
I like it. I don't think you can ever like get it on next turn again for so free, and you ask for a removal. Like, the worst thing that can happen is Snowkiss burning a card into the Mana Tide.
Yeah. Yeah, Snowkiss would need like a pirate here to pull out patches to complement the Jade Claws, but nothing.
Or maybe a Flame Tongue Totem could do something with patches, but otherwise...
Yeah, her hand is not good for this matchup. She's going to Lightning Bolt it. So she's already starting out overloaded with no development on the board. She's thinking about coining out maybe this Blood Mage Thalnos or this Jade Claws. If you coin out the Jade Claws, you only have 1 mana next turn.
That's not too much.
She has 6 1-drops she could hit, but other than that, yeah, that is most likely not too much happening on the next turn. So RDU can anticipate that she's probably just going to pass or play a 1-drop.
1-1 is also not doing too much here after we were saying. Like, I think, yeah, like Dagger is still really likely from Radu to happen. Maybe a fan of Knives, but
yeah.
So I'm not really...
I don't like it.
I would have really like this turn is just weak. You put yourself in a little bit weaker spot, I think, also next turn. So
yeah, it's really strange. If you Jade Claws in the next turn, then I guess you could coin Jade Spirit if you need to, or hold on to the coin. So it's a bit interesting. This does give her the opportunity to top deck a 1-drop and fill out the curve. But without a 1-drop top deck, it's kind of like a wasted coin. So I guess she feels her hand is so bad, she's got to set herself up for this top deck.
Well,
not rewarded.
That ain't one. Really fast pass.
Wow.
Oh, wow. What a pickup for Radu here.
With Gadget double prep, too. So he's going to be able to bring back this Sharazin. Snowkiss does have her 1 devolve. Those that can be used to kind of defuse Sharazin here.
Kind of.
But the aggro deck having to react to the opponent is a little strange.
Yeah, but this is a little bit how the Rogue can sometimes play. I mean, Miracle Rogue is a deck that can be really proactive and be really just reactive in a way. And if you are not proactive against Rogue, you give Rogue so much space to do whatever they do, and they're just gonna delete all your minions once you are on the board. So this is really the playstyle that the Rogue prefers to have. Oh my god!
And now the Rogue has more totems than the Shaman.
Yeah, face the spell power totem from the Rogue.
That's pretty sick.
Wow.
Bloodlust not great when you don't have anything on the board.
She's really picking up the cards she doesn't want to pick up at the moment.
She missed all of her 1-drops and pretty much all of her 2-drops except for Jade Claws, so nothing really happening with this aggro Shaman.
Like, Devolve has to just maybe... It's so weak though into on 5-1. It's... But leaving the Witch Doctor up, I just feel this is like another
this is a
minion
disaster.
for Rogue that just can do so much.
If RDU picks up any spell...
Kind of like Violet Teacher idea in Rogue, what you get with Witch Doctor.
Yeah. He could go Gadget YOLO Prep to try and put out as much pressure as possible. He could wait a turn too. He could just play the Razor Petal Lasher, take the trade into the Mana Tide, and then next turn he has Gadget, Razor Petal, Prep Spell, Prep Spell.
Yeah, I also like that you are just setting up a guaranteed good auctioneer, because Radu is not...
He's under no pressure, yeah. He's got the time. He's against an aggro deck, and he's just sitting back, setting up a Gadget.
Well, thing from below also... Yeah, it's kind of alright, but still costing 4 mana.
You can get it out with the Mana Tide in the same turn. That's not too bad. Mana Tide thing from below. Maybe the Mana Tide sticks.
Looks pretty powerful. Also connecting the Jade Claws into the 2-2.
Pulls out patches here.
Is that gonna be in hero power?
Not worried about trying to get out.
But the only thing you're really doing here is killing spell power totem.
Well, you're setting up a pretty good Bloodlust.
That's true.
If there's no Fan of Knives, something could happen here.
Yeah, RDU is lacking for him top deck here.
Mimic Pod's
Well,
not
it's
Fan of
something.
Knives, but he's got a few more draws to make something happen.
You can draw backsteps here also. Coins.
He might even be able to get these Arcane Giants out this turn.
So many healing totems.
Oh my gosh, another
Mimic Pod.
Pod.
The Mimic Pod. His board is too full for Giants, though. He has too many totems.
That's a ridiculous first world problem for Rogue. When your Rogue deck has too many totems to develop.
Alright.
That's a good one to Mimic Pod.
That's a great Mimic Pod.
Yeah, now you can hold on to the coin for the second gadget, or just tempo plays in the future. He's going to be able to drop 2 Arcane Giants next turn, and most likely clear Snowkiss's entire board.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Snowkiss, well, this might be her best Bloodlust she will ever get.
Well, if that's the case, can she ever win? I think she needs to hope for bigger. Like, this just isn't enough to do anything, right?
Yeah, the Town Totems are actually...
I guess you could Bloodlust, Jade Claws, hope you top deck another Bloodlust, and hope Fan of Knives is RDU's last card. Like, that's a that's a plan. Not a good one.
Devolve is...
What are you hoping to get?
I mean, there are so many ones that are also definitely a low roll, I have to say, for RDU here with like 3 mana 2/2, 3 mana 1/3.
Okay. Yeah, that's an out for Snowkiss if the devolve low rolls hard enough.
Maybe the rogue with even having 10 guards and then is not able to kill the thing from below, and your minions can connect here and there some damage.
I mean, if she had a Maelstrom portal, I could see it, but without the Maelstrom portal here, this is not going to be a very strong Bloodlust.
And RDU just last turn picked up so much tools for this turn.
Yeah.
The eviscerates are looking really good here.
Yeah, he could go questing adventure, eviscerate, coin, giant.
Like every spell you play is just 0 mana here, with just making both of your giants 1 mana cheaper.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Still has patches that he pulls.
Casual turn 8 patches, already played 10 spells, but the start from Snowkiss, that is really where it went down to. Like,
oh yeah, she had nothing. Absolutely nothing.
There was a 1-drop, if there was a 2-drop, or maybe a 3-drop.
Maybe a 3-drop, yeah. Like, there's just absolutely nothing.
Oh wow, double Edwin even.
I don't think he's going to need more Edwins. So he played 3 8/8s. Not too bad. Pretty good turn.
All right.
Yeah, he's doing good for himself. There's no hexes, there's no devolves left. She only runs 1, so I believe she is dead.
I believe so too.
Yeah, it seems reasonable to assume.
Yeah, even with Bloodlust, like, it's just not getting anywhere.
No. Can't even clear 1 8/8. Well, I guess Bloodlust Lightning Bolt, and then you're still dead on board. If you roll Taunt Totem...
Taunt Totem, spell damage like that.
No.
It's also...
I think there is... anyway, you slice it.
So...
She is getting diced.
RDU actually getting the rogue out here, and knowing what where it came down to the last series between Snowkiss and RDU, might be really happy getting that rogue out directly.
Extremely happy. That rogue suffered 3 losses the first time these two faced off against each other, and now it's getting out of the way immediately. You have to imagine that puts RDU as a huge favorite to take this series right off the bat. That was his most problem deck the first time around, and it's just through.
Yeah, it is just true. And now with the Paladin being alright against aggro, Shaman being alright against aggro, Mage normally great against aggro, a little bit tricky against Snowkiss with all the tech she's making with the Eater of Secrets in 2 of her decks. Can be a little tricky here and there, but now the rogue out, it's definitely great.
Yeah, it's just going to give your Mage more chances to get out, which you know, should help RDU a lot. He now is coming out with his N'Zoth Paladin up against Snowkiss's Murloc Aggro Paladin.
Murloc Aggro Paladin with a lot of additional tech cards there. It's running not just the double Stonehill Defender anymore. She's running a 1/1 of Consecration, playing the Blessing of Kings, playing an Eater of Secrets, and also playing some additional Murlocs.
Right. She added extra 1-drops to improve the consistency of drawing 1-on-1. She has a Grimscale Oracle in there, not able to find it though.
Wow. She's really not getting the early curve. Well, she can still connect well.
Yeah.
Well, is it still that you...
Interesting. She chooses the Vilefin Inquisitor here over the Rockpool Hunter.
I can see that. It's like 1 less in stats, but with the Rockpool Hunter, you have so much addition. It's just such a strong card if you can connect it on another Murloc.
It's a little sloppy for the curve, though. If you go Rockpool, you can go Vilefin Hero Power. Now you can't go Rockpool Hero Power.
RDU is having a heavy removal hand. Having the Pyro equality is really key sometimes. Like, it's really what you want at these Murlocs that are just completely, in the early game, a big problem for the control Paladin.
Yeah. One of the things to note about Pyro quality is if the War Leader is on the field, it only kills the War Leader. It does not kill the minions the War Leader is buffing because it buffs them up to 2 health. So he really needs to find True Silver to answer this War Leader. Otherwise, Snowkiss can really run away with the game. That's huge.
Wow. True silver, yeah.
Yeah.
And definitely coining it out here too,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would say.
You just shut down everything.
You don't
with
want to
that.
let this become a bigger problem than it already is.
Yeah, that is huge. That's one of the big risks of playing a war leader out like that. Is if it gets answered, that's your biggest tool, your huge damage push. Because war leader is not only a 3/3 body, it's also kind of like your Savage Roar in this deck. You build up a large Murloc board, then you play war leader, and that increases the damage of everything on board by 2.
Yeah, and Snowkiss is really relying being on board, but being the more aggressive Paladin, like if you are not on board, your Murlocs are becoming so much worse. Your cards that are buffing each other and the Blessing of Kings, such a big problem. You can consider Megazord now, can go double Murlocs here also.
You can also just jam a Kings out there. If it's not met by an Aldor, then the Murloc threatens to stick around and be annoying. You lose the ability to combo Kings with Finja, but it's never too bad.
A little slow, also giving a little good True Silver away here.
She gives extra True Silver value by buffing the incorrect minion there. Or, I guess not technically incorrect. You push 1 extra damage this way.
You push 1 damage.
But your opponent's True Silver becomes a little bit stronger, and it doesn't help you play around Consecrate.
Well, RDU picking up another equality, so having great clears with the Pyro equalities.
Honestly,
this one might be a little too early to go off here.
Really? You think so? You get to save a True Silver charge though, just to launch it right now. I don't hate it. I think I would just get rid of it
and save the True Silver charge.
Right. Yeah.
It actually sets up the Kodo for Finja, so that's normally I would say I want to wait for Finja to get Finja with it, but here having the Kodo for a possible Finja from Snowkiss, clear is doing a lot.
And let's see if she buys into this at all. Like,
well, I think looking at her hand, it's not so unlikely.
It's not so unlikely.
I will jam it directly.
You could just play Hero Power Cold Light Seer though. It's a Murloc. It starts building up for your Megastore. But the Finja is coming down. The Kodo blows it out. That's going to be basically all she wrote for this one. She has the Bluegill Warleader Kings maybe to come back on board, but he's got another Pyro quality. He's got the 8 drops. He's got Aldor.
A True Silver charge.
Yeah.
And this is just the biggest problem. Like for especially the aggressive Murloc Paladin, it just doesn't have this way to like get back on the board if it falls behind to any kind of AoE removals. What happened with the Wild Pyromancer equality?
Yeah, I was not a fan of that War Leader. Throwing that War Leader out, risking the True Silver, that's extremely aggressive play, and it can be very expensive.
Oh my god, this
Steed
is
should lock things up.
Dream draw for RDU here, picking up the Steed and connecting a Steed as the control Paladin before the aggro Paladin connected any kind of buffs. It's insane.
Yeah, he's so far ahead.
It's also not becoming worse at this point, almost.
Yeah. Well, Snowkiss can still roll poison to dig her way out of this.
I think poison is what you're looking for here. Not sure if I like the 2-1 over the hero power.
This way you can get through both of them with poison. So if you roll poison, you send in the 2-1, then you send in the 1-3 into the 2-6, but no poison rolled there.
Health is...
It doesn't really get things too far out of range. Now you just Pyro quality into Tyrion and the game is over.
Maybe thinking of Eldor here.
Yeah, Aldor the 5/4. I think that allows for more
Murloc plays.
More Murloc plays, as well as like a poison could get rolled with the remaining Murlocs, or potentially Sunkeeper Tarim comes out and just tears you a new one. So I think it's much safer just a Pyro quality. I don't see any way you possibly
Especially with just the follow-up of having either Ragnaros and Tyrion, like, go for the next turns. You know you lock the game down.
You can even tempo Aldor because you know you're playing Tyrion and Light Lord the next 2 turns, but I don't mind the hero power either. But you just lock her out completely. Okay.
Well, but that's all
one of the
she
best
had left.
comebacks, yeah.
I mean, it looked like a great
trade. She has a Divine Favor in her deck. So that's something to worry about, right?
Well, Tyrion is something to also really worry about now. And
it's a problem. Grimscale Chum versus Tyrion. Yeah.
It can be great at turn 1, not great at turn 9.
Yeah. And really, I think the story of this game is how she played the first 3 turns. And, like, if we look back at that, you said you did not hate the 1-3 on turn 2.
Yeah, but I don't like the war leader at turn 3.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I wanted to just maybe connect more the
What is your
Rockpool
turn
Hunter
3
there.
play then? Oh, you're going to Rockpool Hunter off curve?
Yeah, maybe.
I think you're supposed to play the Rockpool Hunter on 2. You play the 1-3 out, changes the hero power, and then just hero power, you get a board of 3 Murlocs out there uncontested. And then you can think about Gentle Megastoring that, making it resilient, and then play the War Leader after you get the resilient board to push for the final bits. I think the way she played that curve was just incorrect.
The war leader at turn 3 really
turn 3,
is on the weaker side there.
Right.
You always want to have like 2 minions up there without the war leader. 3 is
you want to play War Leader when it gives you favorable trades and allows you to make something happen. That War Leader wasn't threatening to make anything happen. It was threatening to kind of like win more in an already winning position, and was just super punished by that True Silver top deck. So I think that's honestly, the sequence in those first 2 turns is really what led this to be as much of a blowout as it is.
We have seen that a lot in the tournaments. I mean, like people underestimate sometimes how important these first turns go, and they are not.
It's a big deal.
Really important.
Especially with aggro decks, everything revolves around those first few turns in the game, and that is going to be the lethal there. 17 damage for RDU on the board.
17 damage, but this it wasn't complete. After the True Silver there that came down at 2-3, what was definitely really important.
Right, if he doesn't get that, she could run away with the game, protecting the War Leader there. So there's obviously the high roll potential of it, but I think her hand was strong enough that you don't need to go for that high roll. You can set yourself up in a better position in that plays around True Silver.
Definitely. Like, and it's a card you also want to respect normally.
Oh yeah, they mulligan for it aggressively.
It's sometimes hard to respect Pyromancer equality the right way.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely if you can play around in True Silver a little bit at least, it's definitely great.
Yeah. Well, RDU, he still has the Mage he needs to find a win with, but the Shaman he should have no problem getting a win with. That has been a pretty staple deck against aggro. We've seen the Evolved Shaman doing a lot of work. He does have 2 copies of Bloodlust, which aren't fantastic against aggro, but...
No, but sometimes they are also like aggro can raise against aggro, and you can run a little bit away. But we are first getting here into the Mage against the Shaman.
The Shaman with the Eater of Secrets.
Yes. Wasn't this also in the first game being a really game that's game so close? Both players kind of running out of cards. RDU only left with some removal here and there where he needed the burn so badly.
Yeah, this matchup was played out the first time they played against each other, and I believe RDU lost that one. So,
all right.
Yeah, because she was able to get the Bloodlust off on 4 minions, set him down to an extremely low life total, and just barely closed it out in the end, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Okay.
I'm not so sure about the keep of RDU here. Like, it's so important to have that 1-drop. He kept 2 cards, Arcanalist and Volcanic Potion. I agree with the Arcanalist. I agree that Volcanic Potion is also so good in this matchup. Against a Shaman, it's a really great clear.
What are you talking about? It's so good.
It's really great, but it's also super if you can like get on the board with a 1-drop mana worm there. It's also really
He's got 3 1-drops in his deck though. He's only got the 2 mana worms and the 1 babbling book.
The babbling book is like not even.
Yeah, so you're saying you want him to mulligan away Volcanic Potion, looking for only 2 mana worms better?
Sometimes I will do it against aggro Druid. I will not do it against Shaman.
Okay.
I will do it against aggro Druid.
I think you need this. The Volcanic Potion is so strong. Like, you can just see right here, you can just ping the Primal Fin Totem, set up for it on the following turn, take care of business if he wants to. He's going to forgo that and just go with the Arcane Intellect this turn. He doesn't want to make it obvious he's setting it up.
I like it more to go Arcane Intellect. Yeah, I think Volcanic Potion is often going to happen maybe at turn 5 too also.
Okay.
Where...
You just let it naturally set itself up.
Yeah, well, and normally it can be a little bit difficult when there's a lot of Shaman minions have also 3 HP with the Flame Totem, the Mana Tide Totem. All the totems are just basically R0-3s.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a little bit sometimes the problem with the Volcanic Potion. Sometimes it's the game-winning card, but sometimes it's a little hard to connect.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about Bloodlust yet, so he could forgo playing it this turn. But Volcanic Potion this turn sets up for a good Volcanic Potion next turn. If you expect the 4-drop to be Jade Spirit, which is the 4-drop in Snowkiss's deck, then you can Volcanic Potion ping after the Jade Spirit comes out. full clearing the board.
Yeah, and the problem is, this is also the last turn you can just disrespect Bloodlust. Look,
Right. You have to start...
From turn 5 on, when the board is already looking like this, you need to respect the Bloodlust. Going for an...
Okay. This also sets up for the Volcanic Potion, but it uses a Frostbolt instead of a Volcanic Potion to do so. You take 5 extra damage, but Bloodlust is not available right now, so these minions are not that threatening. I like it. Volcanic Potion is a more powerful resource than Frostbolt, so I think this is a better play than the one I suggested.
Also really mana efficient, and Snowkiss not even playing the Jade Spirit. It also looks a little...
Well, yeah,
like,
it choreographs the Volcanic Potion, yeah.
But I think RDU still pretty happy with the value it's getting here.
Sure. If she's not developing, that's fine.
It is also one of the problems for the Mage in this matchup. Sometimes RDU running 2 Volcanic Potions really key, but a Medivh Mage is not running any freeze. So every minion that gets cleared, RDU has to respect it. Otherwise, Bloodlust is just... it's just so scary.
Yeah. And Snowkiss here can repopulate the board again, flooding out a lot of minions. Bloodsail, Corsair, pulling patches, Jade Spirit. But the second Volcanic Potion is really going to get her.
Yeah.
Although she does have another board flood after this with Jade Spirit, Firefly, Flame Elemental. So, is RDU going to respect the Bloodlust, or is he going to try and milk this Volcanic Potion for additional value?
I think the Volcanic Potion is just really good here. I'm just thinking if you want to ping, or if you like want to spend this 3 mana a little differently. Can go Glyph, can go Ice Block. I'm not really sure if you want so badly to ping it.
Sure, because it's just a 2-1. It's not really doing anything. He's going to opt to ping it. Now he just needs Flame Strike, and then he's gotten all the clears. Because this is kind of it for Snowkiss. She's running out of gas. This is going to be towards the end of her board flooding potential. But another 4 minions played. She's played 4 minions every turn.
4 minions every turn.
Every turn, yeah. Turn 4, 5, and 6. 4 minions on all of those turns.
Yeah, and she's also not running like the Evolve version, so she's not gonna make it much stronger than what, and all our the minions really have to connect with on Bloodlust. I like to just remove as much as I can every turn.
13 damage with Bloodlust for Snowkiss. So it's not quite enough to get there, but the Jade Lightning cleaning up the Harrison Jones allows her to just keep board control, keep pushing damage. If RDU isn't able to find a Flame Strike pretty soon, and she's able to pick up the Bloodlust, that could be all she wrote.
And it is just a problem for the deck for RDU. Like, he had now such a great anti-aggro hand with the double Volcanic Potion.
Yeah.
But like at this point, there are no freezes, and the AoEs are getting really lower.
Interesting. She chooses to hold back the Jade Lightning, use the Lightning Bolt instead.
Yeah, well, the spell Power Totem helping a little bit with that, of course.
So now she gets to get out a thing from below rather than a 3/3 or a 4/4 Jade. So it's a little bit more stats and lives through Flame Strike.
Well, it gets really a little problematic, I have to say, on Bloodlust here. I mean, 12 damage is quite some that a Bloodlust can hit.
Yeah, 16 damage available if Bloodlust was there. So this is where RDU can start getting a read on Snowkiss's hand.
Well, I think
if there was Bloodlust, she would
I think it
play
gets played. I mean, it's just too scary.
The thing is, though, if you play Bloodlust there as Snowkiss, then RDU can Alex himself back up because he's going on 9 mana next turn. So maybe not. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, you also saw a lot of ways going. Like, of course, yeah, the Glyph, it can pick up so much possibilities of clearing. But RDU is running really low in itself with the deck. Actually gets really tricky now. She's missing a little draw now. Not playing the Jade Lightning here at all.
That's really interesting.
Because
she wants to reload with it, I guess?
I mean, she needs to draw on Bloodlust. She's not. I don't think she has.
She wants to save the Jade Lightning for after she pops with after she pops the block with Bloodlust. Then she can kill with Jade Lightning the turn after. So she's saving 1 point of direct out of hand damage, so that she can, you know, stutter step around that ice block.
She plays better around ice block this way. The only problem I just see is the 4/4 that you're not dealing 4 damage into now is also going to decrease your damage by 2.
Yeah.
By just trading into a Jade Spirit, for example.
Right.
Excuse me.
So now she only has 10 damage with Bloodlust since one of the minions is gone. But even if just the 2/3 died, she would not have had lethal with Bloodlust, right? It would have been 12, 13, 14 damage instead of 15. So she had no lethal setup with Bloodlust by not using the Jade Lightning there. But she feels she needs it after.
But there's the Eater of Secrets that you can also use, right?
Right,
Ice
yeah.
Block, so, I mean, it's one of the reasons to be there. Picking up the mana type might give some Maru. Town Totem, not too bad here either. Definitely better than a 1/1.
Yeah, the 1/1 just gets pinged away. You hate to see that totem.
Yeah.
That's not the Bloodlust either.
Yeah, and I don't know how much RDU is trusting his secrets at this
RDU
point. I mean, if you face an Eater of Secret, I think he just
He
wants
has enough damage. He could start going. If he went face and pinged face there. But I think the board control route is much safer.
Yeah, and
but
because he knows there's Eater of... Like, RDU knows
all
there's Eater
three
of Secrets.
into the Eater of Secrets, potentially,
What
though.
a Spellbender. Are there even targets for the Shaman? Well,
The Jade Lightning.
Jade Lightning on the board.
That is 10 damage worth of Jade Lightnings, but one is getting counterspelled. So Snowkiss now knows that there's Ice Block, Counterspell, and then a secret from Primordial Glyph up. Now she knows it's not Barrier or Vaporize.
She is scared of Entity for sure here. But she can counter it with the Jade Lightning into the thing from below. Even that doesn't make you happy at all.
This is dicey.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to play the thing from below here. I don't see you are happy with the board here either.
Yeah.
I will not be too happy with some totems. Okay.
The counterspell going off on the Jade Lightning.
Spellbender actually not proccing here, so might give her a little harder read that this is not an entity at all.
Well, she now has information that it is Spellbender and Ice Block.
Ooh, Frost Nova,
Shadow Flame. Wow.
Both are just great cards in this matchup.
Shadow Flame just completely clears the board this turn. That's gonna be the end.
Yeah.
She just never found the Bloodlust. That's one of the issues with these aggro Bloodlust Shamans. That's why I hate playing it on ladder, because sometimes you just get games where you never find the Bloodlust and you just can't close it.
And also drawing, like you want to have like a little bit, especially against like a control mage deck, you want to have that mana tide. It can just get 1 or 2 cards often going.
Mana Worm, there you go. But
there.
You still get the Jade.
Still get the Jade. I mean, the Jade Lightning still kills the Spellbender, but not as ideal. Wow. Well, value-wise, RDU seems to be all fine in this game.
He can just go face with everything, Pyroblast the face, and then if Spellbend or if Eater of Secrets is drawn, he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Because that's 17 damage, and then he fireballs next turn and wins.
Yeah, I definitely want to set up
you can fireball,
the Pyro.
ping face, yeah.
You can just set up the Pyro. You can even play the little safe still. With the Medivh spell it into the mana room.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
And there's nothing that can save her.
Yeah.
Is there any healing off the Maelstrom portal? I mean,
no.
None that happens immediately.
Nope. Wow, and well, that is it for RDU taking actually a 3-0 lead, and Barrett didn't really show up that he was prepared for aggro in the first series. Now it's kind of getting there. Well,
Yeah.
3-0.
It's looking a little better for him, that's for sure. It was kind of, Snowkiss had a window to make something happen. She had a bloodlustable board like 4 turns in a row, but never was able to find it, and eventually RDU stabilized.
RDU also had some really important tools with the double volcanic potion, with the Arcano list in the early game.
All of his tech cards. Normally, the Saigunthar mages that you see nowadays, especially on ladder, run no copies of volcanic potion.
At least one, I will say, when they are. Otherwise, you're a little greedy against the aggro druids too.
The Gunther mages in this tournament,
All
no
right.
one is really running volcanic potion except RDU. He's running 2 copies because most people are teched for control. But yeah, those volcanic potions help out immensely against aggro, as you saw, shutting down those initial boards that Snowkiss was trying to set up. Wow. She needs to reverse sweep. And what's the deck she needs to reverse sweep?
Reverse sweep. What's left for Rado now?
You got the Rogue through. You got the Mage through. You got the... did he get the Shaman through yet? No, he has not gotten the Shaman through.
I think.
You got the Paladin through. So.
All right.
And it's the Evolve, Devolve Shaman.
It's also not... It's actually one of the decks that is actually doing also really good still against aggro, I would say, because Shaman having already great tools with Maelstrom, Jade Claws, all this kind of the whole package together.
Yeah, the Devolve package is so sick against aggro.
It's so good against Paladin.
Oh, yeah, especially.
Man.
And Snowkiss has Paladin left. It breaks up the Murloc synergies. It defeats a lot of the buffs from Spike Ridge Steed, from Gentle Megasaur. Any sort of buffs you put on your field gets devolved away. It's kind of like a mass silence.
And also, Snowkiss has been teching quite some for aggressive matchups too, but she did it with Krebs. And they are not so great against Shaman from RDU. Still, with the Crawler getting some value, for example, with the Hunter, but it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but before we break into this match, we are going to check in with Nyria and see what he has to say.
With Nyria, and we were watching that last match together, and I brought up a point that I think you can speak to much better than I can, and that's just the idea of fatigue in a matchup, actually getting tired. I mean, this is Snowkiss' first tournament as like a player, like really going at that pro level. Not first, but yeah, sorry, spoke a little too quickly. This is one of her first, though, as a player, and she was saying that she's very tired. Do you think that that's affecting her play here right now?
I think probably yes, because when you get super tired, you get sleepy, and then just increases your rate of mistakes. But it happens when you don't sleep too much or like wake up too early. So you get tired. I mean, tired. Just you get sleepy way earlier. So especially in tournaments like this where day is too long.
Yeah, now I know you and Zalay are both kind of happy with the outcome. Like, Zalay is actually just sitting there right now going, I don't want to play against Snowkiss. I don't want to play against Snowkiss. Do you feel like everyone in the group is kind of just wanting to play against RDU more as we move forward in the bracket?
I think so. I want to play against RDU too. Yeah. But I don't really mind to play against Snowkiss too, because my lineup is kind of more universal. So it's fine against both.
So now as we're starting to move forward towards like that final four, I mean, we know 3 of the final 4. Do you think you have the best lineup, or do you think everyone's kind of been saying Zalay has the best lineup, right? But do you think your more universal lineup can handle things better than his can?
I think he has best lineup, but not always best lineups wins, right?
All right, so we're going to have to see, but we're going to finish up this series first, see who actually makes it into the top 4. So we're going to throw it back over to the casters.
All right, welcome back. We are in Game 4 of RDU versus Snowkiss, a rematch, but it's going a little differently this time.
It's going totally differently. Like last time, 4-3, games back-to-back, really close. Snowkiss getting the series they're in the last game, targeting the Miracle Rogue mainly from RDU, but now RDU 3-0 up, Miracle Rogue out, Shaman, one of its best decks left.
And Snowkiss is facing potential elimination.
Yeah, well, we shall not forget, like they both have been already going really far, like both having a qualifier from 32 people or 16 people, getting top 4 there. But yeah, now it comes down to who's gonna win here the second series.
Yeah, both of these players, or I should say all of these players at this tournament have had to qualify. They went through a brutal Swiss stage qualifier. I think it was 7 rounds.
Yeah, we played 7 rounds.
And then after that, there was like a last call thing that a couple of the players that didn't make it through the Swiss rounds had to play, and then one player emerged from those. So they've earned their place here, and they're trying to earn their place to the next phase.
So Snowkiss going first, and also
he's got the Hungry Crab. It can line up against this Primal Fin Totem. That is some disgusting value. We might see RDU coin that out right now. He's not going to point it out. That works wonders for him. Oh, that's a sick top deck, though.
That's so important to get additional. So yeah, Hunter is such an interesting spot. Like I think she's the only one bringing Hunter right here,
and only one.
And sometimes it has been so successful where like it's facing these more aggressive decks, but in Hunter you can just put in 4 crabs and it doesn't feel like any punishment at all.
Because they're beasts and they get to complement so many of the things you can do. It's a weird class. It struggles a lot against aggro, but it's one of the few more mid-rangey decks that can kind of punish control in the game. And that's what Snowkiss is trying to do with their lineup.
Wow, early devolve here, but I got yeah, you get rid of the maybe RDU is already feeling the primal in totem.
He's holding it back, yeah. Maybe he's afraid of that hungry crab.
I mean,
there are 2 of them.
I mean, yeah, it's.
You gotta respect it.
You have to respect the crabs if they are 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Hyena is not so appealing here, just alone on board. Gets a little punished by Jade.
Well, against Jade Lightning, it's not too bad. You're able to...
Not too bad. I'm not sure how much...
Your opponent spends 4 mana to kill your kind of 3 mana investment because you floated a mana. So you're coming out ahead.
Yeah, I feel RDU is wants to play this matchup like a mid-range control shot a little bit better. He's winning a little bit with his plays that he knows that if he plays them and it gets punished with the Corsair, with the totem, that if the crab connects, that it's probably can be such a swing.
Because he doesn't have Volcano, he doesn't have any board clear comebacks. So the swing of one of these crabs landing is huge. So these tech choices for Snowkiss and the Hunter really lining up nicely, having the crabs for not only the pirates, but also for the Murlocs.
She is really now having a little bit of a difficulty finding it. Oh, is she going to play the
She's thinking about it.
Here?
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Well, she wants to land the Crackling Razor Maw, so it makes sense. But now RDU has a green light to play this Primal Fin Totem that he's been holding back.
Do you have fully green light? You have like orange light,
Orange
right?
light, yeah. Sure. There's still another crab that could be there. So he's got the orange light. But honestly, the Jade Lightning's not bad here. You'd be able to kill the Crackling Razor Maw, put out at 2/2.
It's great. It's like you wanna if RDU is just not taking damage and he can get away like in the mid game to make the board happen, and then Snowkiss has to maybe even get scared of the Blizzards. Oh, the Houndmaster pickup though.
Yeah, that's gonna make that crab go crazy strong.
Yeah. It's a strong crab.
3/7.
Even without eating anything,
Yeah, it
he can become really strong.
Imagine if it ate something. Man. That is a hungry crab.
Is that gonna be a devolve here? I don't know, man. I don't like this crab.
You changed the 3/5 into a 1/1.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I'm thinking of the Houndmaster a little bit.
All right, it turns into a 3-drop. So what's a 3-drop's average? Is it
3/2, 3/3.
Yeah, 3/3, 3/2, 2/3, somewhere in that range, which is more manageable than what it is currently. And the other guy turns into a 1/1, the happy little tree.
Yeah, it's also...
What is that? Is that Groot?
Yeah, it seems, but just the crab that, like, if the crab can already just go down in stats, it's already so... Like, it's now a 4-drop. Wow. I would say this crab is a 4-drop as
it is.
3/5 stats.
Oh, yeah, it's a Senjin. It's a Senjin Shield Master in crab mode. That is interesting. He's holding on to that devolve value, which means he can't, like, develop Aya next turn. Right, if he devolved that turn instead of toteming, he could play Aya on the following turn.
I can see that you feel you need some more devolve value, but you take a lot here, and
he's waiting for the Highmane, right? That's what he wants. If Highmane comes out this turn, then he could devolve the Highmane alongside all of that. So now that he sees no Highmane, he's like, all right, now I can use it.
Yeah, but he's paying like 7 damage, maybe paying only 4 damage for it.
Yeah, I guess he's at 25 though. He feels healthy enough that he's like, all right, I can wait, and if Highmane comes out, I get the solid devolve to hit Highmane as well as these minions. But yeah, it's extremely patient by RDU.
You're never healthy enough against the Hunter when you are not running any heal card, man.
Yeah, she has Unleash the Hound's kill command, which is known to be pretty good against Shaman. So yeah, no Highmane, so now he's going to devolve. He's setting it up. Murloc War Leader.
Well... that's a great course here, hitting on the Eagle Horn Bow. Such a swing, actually. Want to play a totem, it's just, do you want to...
The Primal Fin gets you an additional 1/1. I don't think that's really worth it. You can protect it behind the thing from below on the following turn.
I think RDU now is looking for making his thing from low as cheap as possible and going for a turn where the crab is not gonna hurt. He can go for another totem, connect it with the primal fin, and then just play thing from below. And then even if the Murloc is gonna get eaten away, you have like such a strong board.
Snowkiss could try and sneak in this Unleash the Hound's damage before the taunts come out.
Yeah, the King Mosh not really a great card to pick up from the Macau.
Yeah, it's a low value Unleash the Hounds, but she doesn't need too much damage to close out this game.
No, she's already doing a great job.
Yeah. Ooh, takes the
Trading
trade with Warley.
still.
Interesting. She trades all the minions. I guess there is Flame Tongue in RDU's deck, so trying to navigate around that.
Jade Claws is... I like the pickup a lot from the Jade Claws just because it kills the tree. You take more damage. It's scary.
Right.
But with another totem, can also connect the thing from below.
You're going to need that taunt. You don't have very many turns to win after this is the scary part.
Well, it can go fast with a Bloodlust, but...
With a Primal Fin juicing up the Bloodlust as well, yeah. That can speed things up.
Ooh, Ellie-Cat, not really a pickup you're looking for here. I mean, she has been playing really for the control, and the kill command into the thing from below is not too bad here, because you also connect damage to the face.
Hey, you set up your King Mosh, yes. you play the Ellie-Cat. If there's no Maelstrom Portal, it's a great King Mosh setup.
She gonna trade into like the 0-3 just for poking and damage to
for
just
sure.
set up.
Yeah, you gotta set up the King Mosh, you poke the 0-3.
I wonder
RDU's going to be confused.
I think, yeah, I wonder if RDU is
might be able to make
figuring that one out.
Because it's from a Macaw, so he knows there's a Macaw card. He could identify that it's a King Mosh when she goes for the setup and play around it.
There's just no reason to otherwise do it. You always trade the 1-1, so if it happens...
It's pretty funny.
I think the kill command has to go down.
Oh, you have to. You're not going to win.
You're not going to kill command phase here now. With the
if you kill command phase, you only have second kill command as top deck, right? The Corsair destroying that bow is really shut down your damage plan.
I will not mind just attacking both in the face here. And then maybe doing it next turn. I don't like this too much.
No. Doesn't signal the King Mosh. She wants to conceal that information. That's important.
I'm just wondering if you need to trade one. I guess she wants to defend a little bit the Grandmother in some way.
So in case Maelstrom Portal comes out?
Something.
But no, because then
but
you
it's not really doing
first.
it.
Yeah.
So.
I don't understand the trade. I think the trade is...
not what Rexar likes.
It's not what I like. It's not what Rexar likes. It's not what Chalky likes. You know,
I don't like it either. I don't even like it either.
Even like it. He's a control player. So what are you going to do?
I just look at it from a different perspective sometimes, and I'm like, no, don't do this.
What does it play around?
No, I would always make... You always want to...
Like
RDU would always want to make somehow of a trade. The punishment is super low. There might be some way of punishment, but it's really, really low. Here
it's like evolve value?
It's not so great of a tourney for RDU, where he just can only play one card. That's the biggest problem here. Taunt Totem. I just
is he going for the lethal setup with Doppelgangster? Is that setup lethal? You would be able to play Totem plus...
This isn't really setting up lethal.
This is not. This is the defensive play. He had the two options, right? He had the 7 minion board for Bloodlust, which is 21. 22. Yeah, he had a lethal setup if he plays Doppelgangster instead of Thing from Below.
Really good here, like the attack and then King Mosh is.
Oh my god, it's so sick!
Wow,
it shuts down all the pressure. It sets up lethal and develops a 3/2.
Oh wow. Well,
he's going to need to defensively Bloodlust now to shut this board down.
Yeah, it's... Wow.
And then he can't really develop behind it, and he's losing his race condition. He's going to die to the hero power.
Yeah, it's really... The 9/7 body is just...
Well, he could roll Taunt Totem. I don't think he wins if he uses Bloodlust here.
Well, you have to, I feel.
No, if you roll Taunt Totem, you don't.
Yeah, but then, I mean, he can...
You can check the Totem
just starts
first.
with Totem. Oh, now the Spell Totem already trade away too.
If he gets Taunt Totem there, then you don't have to Bloodlust. Then you can develop something, set up your own lethal.
It's definitely that you start with Totem there.
Like, yeah, you start with Totem 100%.
You don't want to have the healing Totem.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's gonna be GG.
Yeah, that's not doing it this turn yet, but at 1 HP, being a Shaman without
Right.
healing your deck.
You're not really gonna be able to make it back.
Yeah.
King Mosh able to keep Snowkiss
King
alive.
Mosh, maybe he's King Mosh not winning matches for Warrior. He's doing for the Hunter here.
Yeah, it's really a Hunter card in disguise.
No, is it a Hunter card in disguise?
It's in disguise. That's what Blizzard printed it for. They wanted to buff Macaw.
Well, wanted to buff Macaw.
The secret hidden buff to Macaw.
Wow.
Yeah.
Might also be a nerf to Macaw, to be honest. I don't think
It's a pretty
I
terrible
don't
card,
know
yeah,
if it's
sure.
a real buff.
It's not that great of a buff.
So, well, Hunter might have been one of the matches. Like, Hunter, I think, is doing quite well against Shaman. It's a close one. Like,
It
it's
has the
such
4
a board.
crabs that were so good.
The crabs are just, all the crabs had possibilities to connect.
Yeah.
And it is a little bit the same for the Druid that Snowkiss is running, where she's running a double Hungry Crab and 1 Crawler.
Okay. So I imagine she queues that one up next then.
If she wants to like get a little bit to the nerves, and I definitely think you saw it in the last turns.
Right.
RDU had some options to maybe play getting the taunt higher outs for the taunt, but indeed we see Snowkiss queuing up the Druid here.
Yeah. Full mulligan, trying to find those crabs to be able to interact with
Yeah,
the board
or
early.
1 drops.
And picks up trash.
I like how you call that hand. Garbage. Oh,
RDU
and that's in
has-
hand.
He has a decent hand with the Maelstrom portals. They're a little slow.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, Druid minions start as 1/2s, and you
wow.
buff them out of range rather quickly. But
These are like not the hands for an aggro.
both
Druid to
players
draw.
are coming at each other with pool noodles.
Well, the hand from RDU could be alright if Snowkiss will do something, but she's not doing anything.
Yeah, neither player is going to be doing anything the
they're
entire
really-
game.
Yeah.
Like his strongest play is maybe Coin Totem, setting up for the Flame Tongue Totem to interact. But
Or
that
maybe
is-
just pass. I mean,
yeah,
if
that is awful.
the turn 2s are normally not that scary from an aggro Druid. Like, it's gonna be Power of the Wild as an 3-2. Well, it's kind of annoying.
he's thinking about it.
Maybe,
He's
yeah,
picking it up.
like I'm actually.
He's
won't
like,
mind it
I'm
so
going to
much
fall
either.
too far behind if I do nothing. I think he might just do it.
Yeah, it's also not too bad at the Maelstrom. Wow,
There you go.
I like it.
I mean, you do what you got to do. There you go. He's got the spell power.
Ooh.
That's huge. Now he can start tempoing for real.
Oh my.
Well,
Well, actually, he might
He's-
get punished for it because Snowkiss is gonna hero power
Hero power
twice.
wow. These are the worst aggro deck hands I have ever seen.
But it's not just this game for Snowkiss. I mean, we have seen it in
Oh,
game
yeah.
1, 2 with the Shaman, and
You can double evolve this into a 4-drop, right? It's a 2-drop.
well,
Or that's a 1-drop.
totems are just a 1-drop.
Right,
but,
right.
yeah, this is great. Like healing and Town Totem were
Oh,
both
yeah.
good there, so I like the hero
Sure,
power.
that makes sense. Two
Well-
good totems.
She's actually drawing a minion. Let's play it, right?
And
Let's
she gets
draw.
some cycle out of it too, so that's not too bad. That'll fix
Yeah.
this hand's problems right up.
But what it doesn't help really is the Flame Totem, that,
Oh,
or like the Devolve. But
Devolve is
Devolve
sick.
is also really good against Living Mana. So
It is, yeah. You
yeah,
wanna save it
I
for
think
that.
you might just.
It's also good against Bittertide Hydra. Turns an 8/8 into a 4-drop.
I think you should not play, especially how you see the early game. I don't want to play Devolve.
Right, so you assume there's Living Mana or Bittertide Hydra, stuff like that in her
I
hand.
would love to do more than just Flame Totem here, because it's you kill both of your totems away. But
You could Flame Totem and then evolve it.
I mean, if you devolve here and you have the Maelstroms and you have a spell powered totem, if you can defend that spell powered totem, you
Yeah.
might be alright that way.
But even if you devolve it, it turns into a Wisp, and you're losing your spell power totem to hero power.
But if you devolve the Living Mana, it's so much better than
Okay. He's going for Taunt Totem.
like if you devolve the Living Mana,
There we
you
go.
just win on spot. I mean, there's no mana left for Snowkiss, and if you Maelstrom it, yeah, maybe in second one can follow it up again.
His totem rolls have been on point. He rolled these in the correct sequence. So now the Taunt Totem comes
As long
out,
as you're
protects the spell power and healing totem.
Often, as long as you're not hitting the 1/1 totem, you're already
Yeah,
doing
that's
it
it.
really well, I feel.
Right. The 1/1 totem is just so much worse than the other totems most of the time.
Yeah, still this hand for Snowkiss, it's just not getting together.
Well, you play everything and buff it, right?
Yeah, and
That's all you can do.
And I mean, turn 5 is the living mana Hydra play, so wants to see what RDU actually is planning on here.
He could just wait, do nothing this turn, play another
Ooh.
totem, and try and devolve the following turn whenever the 5-drop comes out.
It's a little tricky, I would say.
This turns into 2 wisps and a 1-drop after the devolve.
Man, it's unbelievable how good Evolve is against aggro Druid. Such
Right.
with so many buffs.
Well, if you devolve this and clear it, if Living Mana comes out, you have Maelstrom Portal. You just
Yeah.
kill Living Mana, so I think it's fine.
I think now it's also fine.
Yeah, devolve Maelstrom
Because-
Portal, clear the board, protect your totems, Living Mana comes out, play the second Maelstrom Portal, win the game.
And you're giving Snowkiss the mana back, but she's running out of cards
Yeah.
already.
And she's just dead after that, because you've built such a great board, you can buff everything with Flame Tongue, you're fine. Yeah, I love this play.
I like it too. And also the Raven, great 1-drop too.
And she just saw the Maelstrom Portal and the devolve, so Living Mana, she's got the orange light, like you'd say, you know. So that usually means
At
go
orange,
for
you
it.
can normally like
Right.
start.
Yeah, orange you just go through every time. We got things to do. We're not stopping for orange. And yeah, that orange is gonna turn to red.
Oh, wow, this Maelstrom so great here. And yeah, Snowkiss getting the mana back, but RDU's just so on board and it didn't even. The only thing RDU actually did is just playing totems and a devolve yet. Like
Yeah,
he
coined
lost
totem
nothing.
this game.
He lost nothing yet.
Coin totem this game. But yeah, I'd love to see Maelstrom Portal this turn. Maybe even Firefly double evolve. Let's go. Turn these minions into giant stuff. You've done the job with the totems. This works too.
Yeah.
Push some damage with Flame Tongue. I love that. I don't really like the positioning all that much. I think that's...
And Firefly on the left, right?
Yeah, we should have put the Flame Tongue in the middle.
Yeah, and Firefly.
And Firefly
Maybe
on the left, yeah. Or attack with the Flame Tongue first, then slot the Firefly in next to the Flame Tongue on the left side. But, yeah, no matter.
Well,
If she plays Hydra, she takes a lot of damage.
yeah, it's
Well, how much damage is on board, honestly, right now? It's 6,
created by Oracle.
18 with the Bloodlust.
When you get your patches out by the Oracle.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, yeah, with the Roar, you can also clear the Flame Totem and deal with the Raven in some way. But all these turns are so suboptimal.
Going face.
Yeah, well, she did not one like at least one damage has been done, you know.
1 damage, there you go.
Oh man, the Flame Totem leaving up. I don't like this. But yeah, the things are not great at all. Like the Roar definitely not being great either. Finding some value though.
Is Patches still in RDU's deck? I believe so, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So
he has
can-
only been toteming and playing
Yeah.
Devolve and Maelstrom, so...
So, is there a lethal here with pulling Patches and
well,
Bloodlust?
there's no room for...
You trade in the Elven Archer, play the Bloodsail Corsair, play Bloodlust, then you can trade that in. So then you're left with 5 minions, so that's 5 times 3 is 15,
Not
16,
lethal.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 damage
Yeah,
max.
It's close, it's
Yeah.
close.
But I think you should get the Patches involved in this Bloodlust.
I mean, now you get the Elven Archer involved, so it's
Sure.
like...
You lose a totem, though.
You lose it though.
The healing totem.
He might be thinking... Okay, still goes for it here. Might get a trading with the Flame Totem here because it normally cannot attack. And yeah, so much
value
damage
drains,
now
yeah.
going to the face. And yeah, this is something that...
9 damage in play.
And this is sometimes story for aggro Druid. I mean, it is a great deck when it can have these incredibly explosive early turns, but it can also have really... If it stucks in the early game, you're not getting back at turn 7, man.
Yeah, there's you got to start off ahead. That's why it runs so many 1-drops. You know, Snowkiss has like, you know, if you count Innervate as a 1-drop or an early play, she's got like 8 early plays in the deck. And what was her first play this game?
Raven at turn 3.
Raven on turn 3. So, you
Yeah.
know, not fantastic.
You call it pretty nice. You said it a little bit differently earlier. Like
Yeah,
it was pretty trash, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Well,
but Shaman really showing its dominance. Just seeing those devolves and how RDU is patient with them and navigated them appropriately. Devolve, Maelstrom Portal just really tears apart aggro Druid.
And, well, after the first series going for Snowkiss, but here, when it matters at the decider game, Radu taking the series 4-1.
4-1. So he's going to be moving on to day 3, the final day of the tournament.
Final day, and we have now there PF, Nerea, Zale, and now also joined by RDU. Great lineup there in the finals. But yeah, Radu definitely happy too. I mean, this was the lineup he was starting. He felt really down when he was losing to the most favorable lineup in the tournament for him. But now getting the rematch there in the decider where it really, really matters, and yeah, taking the series.
But what are his chances going forward in day 3 with his lineup against 3 control players?
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be really difficult. I mean, he's still... Like, these kind of Shaman decks are still all around, still fine. But the Warrior is like, you see how many people are targeting the Warrior. And that's going to be a big struggle. But that's not only for him. Like, it's going to be in struggle for Nerea. It's going to be... I think PF also run did one, maybe more tick without the War Axe.
PF is
without the War Axe.
He is targeting Taunt Warrior with his Taunt Warrior because he has no War Axes. So I imagine RDU wants to play against PF.
Okay,
because maybe aggro, or maybe he can sneak wins against the no War Axe Taunt Warrior.
One knows. One knows.
I don't. But PF finished first in his group with no War Axes.
Yeah. So I think that's also what RDU is actually going to face now. I mean, going second in the group will be his next match. But yeah, was a great series though. I mean, Snoke is definitely showing here. Also, just falling a little short in the group. Nerea taking the first place, RDU taking the second place.
Yeah, and then PF taking first place in Group A and Zale taking second place in Group A. All of the matches out there for you.
Got some great matches then also for tomorrow, I have to say. I mean, definitely excited to see Nerea against Zale.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to see who's going to take home the trophy. We have a sweet trophy, one of those shield things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really reminded me on the European, the champion trophy, so definitely a really great one. And I mean, these people have already not just been fighting here for the last 2 days, but also already the online qualifier. It has gone on for 2 months.
Yeah.
I've been playing in it, you have been casting it. We know how long of a tournament it's been, how many players were involved. So
yeah. A Swiss round. Every player played against every player. It was like 7 rounds of matches. And then that fed into a different tournament, which now people made it to here. And now that they've made it through this portion, they're into the final portion of the tournament with the final 4. It all comes down to this.
Yeah, and it's great to see. I'm just super excited now. Bo is actually going to win it. What do you think?
Who do I think is going to take it all?
Yeah, I already had to put my...
The lone North American representative.
Ah, all right.
The lone North American caster, so I got my NA bros back. I actually helped Zale with his lineup a little bit. We talked about it and whatnot. So that's why everyone keeps saying, "Oh, Zale's lineup's so good," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you guys, thank you, appreciate that." So I think he's got it. I think this is his time to finally make it.
Okay.
Because he hasn't won a tournament in like forever. He just wins small ones. This is gonna be his first big one, and I'm happy to try and help him and hope he makes it through.
I'm also happy.
But I think he played like garbage day 1, so he's got some work to do.
Well, I think everybody, like looking at Nerea a little bit there too, and also looking at Radu, there were some things too. But I think we also have a last interview here going, so we're gonna switch it over for now, and let's see what they have to say.
Rich here on the floor with RDU, and congratulations, you are now in the top 4. You're going to be moving on to Championship Sunday, but this was a matchup that you previously lost today. What was it like entering that series, having already that chip on your shoulder?
I don't know, I knew that if I play good, I will win. I played a bit better, but I'm still not happy with how I played, so I need to get better for tomorrow if I want to have a chance to win this.
Anything in particular that you weren't happy with your play?
In the last game?
Yeah.
The Shaman. I don't know. So many difficult turns, and I really don't know if I took the right approaches. I end up winning, but I think I could have won easier. Maybe even the Hunter game.
Do you think that that's something with you piloting that deck in particular, or do you think it was the matchup?
I think I didn't play the matchup enough. I didn't expect people to being a Hunter, so I didn't practice the matchup. I was not really sure, and I took some very safe lines. Maybe too safe, and if you play too safe, you can get punished by such an aggressive deck as Hunter.
Yeah, and I mean, now you're entering that Final Four. So tomorrow you definitely want to be playing on that A game. What are you actually doing tonight to get ready? Do you watch VOD, or is there anything you can do to actually practice those matchups that you don't necessarily feel as prepared for?
I will first of all research my opponents, especially the one that I play in the first match. And I will look on all the matchups, all the possibilities, try to see what's the best band, try to see what ways I have to win the matchups, basically. And try to figure out different possibilities of winning every single matchup so that I am prepared tomorrow.
One of the things you told me, this was early in the week, I think we were actually heading over to the venue after the cooking show. You said something to me along the lines of the fact that you feel like you haven't actually gotten a chance to prove yourself very much recently in the tournament scene. Do you think this is your chance to really prove yourself as a dominant player?
I don't know. It's one of the chances, but I'll do my best and see what happens.
All right, well, we're going to definitely see that out of you tomorrow. But before we do that, I want to close out the day by looking at the prediction. You guys have all been playing with this little prediction game, getting to actually put a bet onto each player as they enter their matchup, deciding who you think is going to come out on top. And Snowkiss is just absolutely dominating right now. She has 10 chips, which means I guess she's +3. I think you guys all started with 7. You were bragging a lot, though, and now all of a sudden you've dropped all the way down. You're almost in last place here. What happened? Why haven't you been able to predict the matches as well as you thought you could?
I missed all the predictions today. I don't know. A lot of things happened. Nairi, I think, won 2 unfavorables. But maybe I should have considered a little bit more the player skill and not only look at the lineups. Like, I predicted based on the lineups only. And that's probably not the best way to do it. You should consider how fresh a player is and also how well he can play consistently. And Nairi is one of the top players, so maybe it was my bad that I didn't put on him. But it doesn't really matter. I'm focusing on the main tournament. I will let others predict and have fun with that.
I definitely think that is a wise idea. And speaking of that, let's actually take a look at the brackets for that tournament and as we head into Championship Sunday tomorrow. Now, as you can see on the bracket, it's going to be OMPF facing off against RDU to start off the day. After that, it's going to be Nyria versus Zalay. It's still a double elimination tournament, so after we play out those matches, the losers will face off, the winners will progress forward. But by the end of the day, we will be crowning our champion here at StarSeries Season 3, brought to you by StarLadder, and one of those players is going to be going home with the king's share of the $30,000 prize pool. I could not be more excited. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. It's going to be right here at the same place. I'm going to see you then.